Yo guys, what's good? Welcome back to Getting Jacked. Today we're going over how to blow up your triceps, right? So today we'll be going over 3 main exercises that are gonna help you get some nice and juicy triceps. Understand, if you wanna, fill out your sleeves, you wanna look jacked if you go to the gym, because you go to the gym, that's the only place you go. You don't go to clubs and stuff because we're good people, right? But if you do that, you wanna fill out your shirts, triceps make 2/3 of your arm, okay? So the first exercise I'm gonna recommend here is gonna be an X push down. The reason we're not doing a normal tricep push down, which is totally fine as well, we're doing an X, is so you can get this end range of the tricep. A lot of the movements when we do tricep push down right here, you get a good amount of tricep contraction, especially if you twist the wrist at the bottom. But when you go X push down, you'll get that full tricep squeeze and you get that short position, okay? So the way I want you to set this up is like on a functional trainer. The way you want to do it is you want to have the handles right outside shoulder width, so it lines up with your shoulder angle. If they're in here, you're gonna end up shrugging up like this. You're not gonna get a nice and juicy contraction. So have it shoulder width. You can either grab this by the balls right here, or you can grab by the handles, right? Whatever suits your boat. But you can grab it right there. Hinge back, push your hips back a little bit, and then squeeze that shit, right? All the way up, where your forearm and your bicep touch, and then squeeze the bottom. All the way up, squeeze the bottom. Get that full tricep shortened position. Up, squeeze. And the biggest thing here, think about not letting your shoulders come forward and traps up here. Think about keeping your traps away from your ears. Get that full squeeze. All the way up, full squeeze, okay? So since this exercise is taking your triceps towards the end range of the tricep, you don't have to go crazy heavy, right? You don't have to go massively, 100 pounds, whatever it is. Keep it lightweight, but keep it higher reps. So you can do 12 to 15 rep range here. Get that full squeeze, pause the squeeze where it's actually the hardest. And 2 to 3 sets at the start of your tricep work, right? You can have, and then the second movement we'll go over in a second, you'll be able to go a little bit heavier. You can integrate this movement at the end of your upper body days, or you can have a separate arm day itself, or maybe you start off with triceps. Okay, let's get into the second movement. Guys, so the second movement, this can be the compound movement for your triceps, right? Is a closed grip Smith machine press. If you don't have a Smith machine, you can do dumbbell skull crushers as well. Or also if you've seen like the straight bar tricep push down, you can do that as well. Main reason, it's gonna be more the mid-range of the tricep, and you can go fairly heavy on these movements, right? So the biggest thing when it comes to tricep training in general is the elbow positioning, right? You're gonna get a better tricep stimulus if your elbows are a little bit more tucked in. You don't wanna exaggerate the tuck in, you wanna keep it so your elbows and your wrists are kind of still aligned, but the closer the elbows are, you are gonna get a nice and juicy tricep stimulus. But one common mistake we see on the closed grip bench in general, right, is people bring their wrist all the way inwards, thinking they're gonna get more tricep, but all you're probably doing is frying your elbows, okay? So please, keep it shoulder width, and you can have the elbows close to your body still, that's totally fine. And then when you lay back, right here, have the grip where you're pushing a bit more to the inside of the palm. You're in this position, the bench is coming down towards the mid-chest, and then you're pressing up right here, get that tricep contraction. Slow on the way down, push to the inside of the palm. Slow on the way down, push to the inside of the palm. Nice and controlled. Up. You don't have to fully lock out, okay? Again, we're doing other movements for those ranges of the tricep. Nice and slow. Control on the way down, up, okay? So this is a movement you can focus on improving your performance on weekly in terms of load. Or even if you just increase a rep here and there every other week, you're gonna get fairly strong and fairly juicy triceps, right? So this one I recommend sticking within 6 to 12 rep range possibly, right? Once you get the movement, the skill of the movement actually down, you can maybe go underneath that, but I would stick within the 6 to 12 rep range, 2 to 3 sets, try to beat every single week, and you'll watch your triceps blow up, okay? The last movement I'll show you, now we're gonna go and stretch the tricep out, okay? The reason we've shortened it, right? We've hit the mid-range, we've added load to it. Now we're gonna stretch all that blood that we put in the tricep to complete the full tricep. Okay, let's get it. Guys, so the third exercise is gonna be an overhead cable extension, right? So this one, again, we're putting the tricep in a stretch position. So I want you to think about going a little bit higher reps and lighter weight. 2 to 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, more than enough. Every week, try to get better control, better range of motion, and just make sure you're not trying to chase weights on this exercise. So the biggest thing here I want you to think about is try to get your elbow eventually to face the ceiling when you're in this position. And the way I would kind of set this up is have your body facing this way or wherever the cable is. Extend right here. Think about how you normally stretch your triceps, right? You want to be in that position. And then move a little bit forward so your tricep is getting stretched through the cable, but you don't want to overly arch the low back, okay? So you want to keep that low back neutral, keep the ribs over the pelvis, have this elbow facing the ceiling, and then go all the way up, and then full stretch at the bottom where the forearm and the bicep are touching, right? And then all the way up, stretch on the bottom. If you find your shoulders feel a little bit weird, what you can do is you can bring this cable stack a little bit higher, right? So you bring it down, a little bit more. Gotta get strong. Okay, right here, right? And if you can't go all the way overhead, you can also just keep the tension this way, right? And then over time, as you're able to go a little bit higher, you can come back up here, okay? So main thing here, think about stretching the tricep. Nothing complicated. You don't have to go too heavy. But if you combine these 3 movements where you have something that's to squeeze the tricep, like the X push down, and then something like the closed grip Smith, where you're doing a little bit heavier weight, lesser reps, and then the overhead tricep extension, you're gonna get the most bang for your buck when you're choosing exercises for your tricep in the gym, so you can get your arms hugging the sleeves, right? So hope this helps. Let me know any questions. Again, just make sure you're training hard in the gym, you're progressing, but you're also getting other shit right in terms of nutrition and sleep. If you combine all those things, you are gonna get jacked. But yeah, like always, ask questions, comment, subscribe. If you want to check out the Trying to Get Jacked app, where we have a bunch of programs that integrate these workouts within your normal split, whether you do 6 days, 4 days, 5 days, it's going to be in there. And also you have access to me and a bunch of other coaches where you can ask questions in terms of how can you integrate other exercises if your gym doesn't have something available, right? Or you can reach out for one-on-one coaching. Check the tryingtogetjacked.com website out. But either way, hope this helps. Let me know what else you guys want to see. Let's keep getting jacked. And yeah, stay juicy. Take it easy.